Alright. It sounds good right now. Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. Today we are looking at the TYD 10-inch Phablet tablet. It's a 10-inch tablet. Okay, so here's the tablet. We'll get to that in a second. Inside the box you get your power adapter, which is let's have a look. Okay, so it's just a standard micro USB power adapter. Might come in handy if you've got a lot of micro USB devices, but I've got a ton of these micro USB cables, so I'll just be using one of those old ones. Yeah, you've got a USB cable with a micro USB end. Headphones look like standard generic white headphones. Okay, you've got a micro USB to USB converter. I'm guessing that's for plugging in your external USB devices. So you could actually, Android does allow that, so this might be useful for that. And you get a touch capacitive pen. So okay, so that's not bad. Got the user manual. Might have to read through this, see what's going on. So this is a micro SIM adapter, and you get two micro SIM adapters, so that's kind of cool. If you need them, you've got them. And you get a screen film. So it's not like the standard glass ones that you'll find. This is actually, it's a bit of plastic. But the fact that they've included bonus points there, because it's always nice to have something in there so you can keep your screen protected as soon as you've got your device. Alright, let's have a look at this tablet, shall we? And there we have it. So that is the TYD 10-inch tablet. So there's already a screen guard on here and there's a mask covering it, so we can take the mask off. I'll do that in just one second. But just to kind of go over some of the details, it's got an IPS display which has got a resolution of 1280 by 800. It's running a quad-core MTK 6582, I think it is, and that's the equivalent of a Snapdragon 400 or 410. They're about the same speed. That's about 1.5 gig. It's got 2 gigs worth of RAM. You've got 32 gigs of storage, but you do have the micro SD card slot, which only supports up to 64 gig cards. So that could be a problem for some of you guys who actually want to put in a 256 gig card or 128 gigs. It also has Bluetooth, GPS, Wi-Fi, and dual SIM card slots. The front camera is a 3 megapixel. And then you have the camera on the back, which is an 8 megapixel camera. You have a couple of buttons on the side. You have what looks like the power button, and then the volume up and down, I'm guessing. And then there's nothing else. You've got a micro USB port for charging, and at the bottom you've got what looks like a microphone. And that's really all there is to it. Swipe to unlock. Pretty loud. It's actually very loud. That is some violent haptic feedback. Let's see if you guys can hear this. So then, if you guys can hear that. So there's one thing that we haven't actually gone over, and that's the SIM card slots and the micro SD card slot. Now there's no ports anywhere around the edges, so they've kind of got the design going where you've got the panels on either side. This panel can't be removed. This one, however, can. So you do need to really get underneath there, but there you go. Once you open it up, you can see you've got your micro SD card slot there, and then you've got 2 SIM card slots right there. So you can use this as a smartphone, albeit a very big smartphone, but it can be used as a smartphone nonetheless. So it is very snappy. You can actually do things very quickly on here. I didn't think it was going to be that quick, if I'm honest, but it is very quick. Obviously it's not Snapdragon 800 quick, but it is still very quick for what it does. And for the price that you pay, this does really well. The other thing we haven't discussed are the cameras. Now you've got an 8 megapixel camera on the back and a 3 megapixel camera on the front. So if we go ahead and try and take some photos, what I'll do is I'll take a couple of shots outside with both cameras, and I'll put them up now. These are some of the photos taken with the 8 megapixel camera. So And these are going to be the photos taken with the front-facing 3 megapixel camera. Let's just go into YouTube, see if we can open up a video. See how loud this is. Oh, I guess we're updating. Alright, I am going to update all the apps and I'll be right back. Alright, so swipe up, unlock. There's no fingerprint scanner, there's nothing else. You can actually put the security on, so you have to put in a PIN code or a pattern or whatever. I haven't done any of that just yet. I've just updated the application so we can watch a YouTube video. I'm just going to play a video so we can see how the speakers sound.
Which actually has a horseshoe connector at the bottom, and you also get the mirror with the same horseshoe mount at the bottom as well. I guess you can use the mirror if you're going to be taking selfies with your mobile phone or you're recording using it as a camera. You'd use this mobile mount if you're going to record off your mobile device or if you want to take some selfies. Right, let's get this powered on.
Modern Combat has installed. Let's load it up.
Several Asian networks. Do you think I've been living under a rock? Every world leader's here for the emergency summit on cybersecurity. But what does this have to do with the terrorist attack on Venice last month? The World Liberation Army's attack on Venice was a cover-up, Drew. You gotta believe me. Your signature is right here, Phoenix. Infiltration of Venice commenced at 1300 hours. The mission report from Venice is fake.
Now, Modern Combat has actually finished downloading, so let's get that going. Alright, I will turn the volume up. So these are back-facing speakers and they're actually underneath the tablet, and you can see once I cover them up you can't really hear anything, but move my fingers. So that's covered, that's open. Actually doesn't sound too bad, and because it's the way the sound bounces off the table, it actually, you get quite a good amount of sound from it. Let's see if I can put this up to the microphone. Doesn't look too bad. It's a bit jittery, but it's definitely playable.
Contact. Take him out. On your go. On me. Move into cover.
As you can tell, I'm not very good at this game. Yeah, it's playable. It doesn't seem to be skipping too much. It would be good to find out how many frames a second this is actually working on. But otherwise, it's doing pretty well.
Let's go. Thanks.
Right, it's definitely playable. Alright, so
Over. You heard him. Come on.
it plays pretty well. That's one of the more graphics intensive games that I've played before on my phones, and this handles it quite well. Okay, so just running an Antutu benchmark. Alright, so results are in. It's better than a Note 3, an S4, a 2S, a HTC One, and a Note 2, and a whole bunch of others. I'm going to install Geekbench 4 now and run another test. So we ran an Antutu test, and now we're going to run another benchmark test. Alright, so we have finished running the benchmark 4 test, and you've got a single core score of 388 and you've got a multi-core score of 1116. Both of the tests actually came up with this, where the resolution of the screen is 2560 by 1600, but they state that the resolution is actually 1280 by 800, and the OS is set up as Android 7.0. They do on Amazon say that this is Android 6.0, so that's kind of a bonus, having a more updated Android version. But I'd still like to see version 8 on here. Okay, so conclusion. There's quite a lot to it, and all of this comes in at about £78. Cameras though is where it gets let down. So the fact that the 8 megapixel camera is not as good as I was hoping, still does the job, but it's not that great. So that's the only reason I'm going to mark it down, if anywhere, is just for the camera. But otherwise, everything else I quite like about this tablet, and for the price it's definitely very, very reasonable. Definitely worth a look. And thanks for watching. And if you like this video, please subscribe. If you didn't like it, let me know how I can improve, and I'll try and do that next time. So thanks for watching.